Take a minute for yourself. What's going on in the Northwest? Okay, if you eat, then for sure you have to be quiet. If you eat, for sure you have to be quiet. Okay, so we're continuing. Japan, okay? Now, listen to this. Listen to this. Okay? Everything works in unison. Alles is like, everything goes like this. If you wake up one morning and you feel, if you wake up one morning and you feel, you wake up with an anxiety, or you wake up with depression, or you wake up happy. How many guys checked in this week, like, what's going on? I'm tired, or today I was tired, and all this and all that. People ever like tuned in to what you're feeling. You wake up in the morning, what's the message today? You don't need to tune into the news to tell you that something is happening in Ukraine and Russia, and there's an earthquake. Who cares? Who really cared? Do you really care there was an earthquake in Turkey? Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. There's a lot more important things going on. You don't need to be hijacked. You don't need to let them hijack your intelligence to trap you into that. You can just tune into the present moment. What am I feeling? What you're feeling is as a result of somebody else going through a trauma. And in Zemmer B'nai Yaakov and Zemmer alle Kluni, Zemmer alle van ein Achenu, Avinu, Brachenu, Avinu, Kolonike Echad. We're all connected. If one Yid is suffering somewhere in the end Ekveld, let's just go to Monroe. If there's a Yid having pain in Monroe, there's a fire, I heard in Monroe, somebody told me. There's a fire in Monroe. Okay, I didn't know, but somebody told me. There's a fire in Monroe. That you're going to feel that in one way or another. If you're more in tune, you're going to feel it more. If you're less in tune, you may have your head may feel pain in your left ear. Because there's a Yid that's suffering out there, because we are all connected. Now, the whole world, the ganze Welt, is connected with the 8 billion people. But we are running our own program. A Yid runs on his own program. He has his own program he's running. You don't need to concern yourself with the Welt. What's going on in Turkey, what's happening in Russia and Ukraine is none of our business. That is just fear that's being pumped into the ear, that's hijacking the energy, and now it traps you in here in Das Tachten. Das Tachten is low frequency. Low frequency is that we are the highest functioning beings in any creation. We are the highest functioning beings in any creation. Imagine there's a safari. You have lions, there has kian, and there has any other thing. Then you have humans. You have 70 nations. There's 70 nations. But then there is Am Mefuzir Mefoira. This is one nation, which is B'nai Yaakov. We run our own program. We run our own program. Now, if you tune in to that garbage, the low frequency, you're letting them trap your energy, and now you're leaking. All your koyach is going through that. If you tune into the news, which has nothing to do with you, because you already know that if you need to live, you're going to live. Which means as follows: you can have two people, partners, investing in the same building. One guy makes $1 million, the other guy loses money. One guy has a bank account that he's loaded and he's good, and the other guy he's going for, he doesn't have it. Why?
How do you see the news and not tune in?
How do you see that?
You
You don't watch the news. You don't need to watch the news. You can watch this news. We have our own news. We are living we have a manual. Our machines have a manual. It's just called the Torah and Mitzvahs. We have a specific diet that we're supposed to follow. North, south. Come on, Trevor. Say l'chaim, get aboard. Get on board. Zuk l'chaim. You're not saying l'chaim. That's the problem. You're not saying l'chaim. Zuk l'chaim. Now, what's that? You have tequila. Get him tequila.
LiveRecording.
I'm running low. Okay. So, listen, we're just warming up. You want to pay attention, you want to keep up, because we're here, we're just closing scene 1, and we're going to go into level 2. You want to listen to this, the Stopman on a Suga was mein Piren, what Chodesh Uder is, what you can do in Chodesh Uder.
What's my fire story to us?
What's the what?
What does it mean to us, the story of the fire?
Which fire?
Monroe.
I don't know, I'm not up to that right now. I'm going global right now. We'll talk local politics later. What's that?
story of Peter, what does it mean?
Yes, very good. But you gotta say more L'chaim for the story of Purim. You want to know the Purim spiel? You want to know the Purim spiel? I'll give you the Purim spiel, but you have to say more L'chaim. We're way too early in the night to give you the Purim spiel. But there is a Purim spiel, and I'm going to give you the Purim spiel. According to the Baal Shem Tov, you're going to get the Purim spiel. And if you have the Purim spiel, you're going to be able to function for the rest of the year. It's never too much. Never too much, because when Monday morning comes and it comes knocking on your door and it shows up with we have to pay the bills and my partner betrayed me and my wife doesn't like me and I'm angry and I'm pissed, and you have 10 items, it doesn't tell you, hello, which one of these 10 do you want to choose from? It comes with all 10 and it hits you right in the face, so we're going to hit it right back in the face. It's never too much. Don't worry about it. If you feel it's too much, you're right where you need to be. Just take a deep breath and relax and surrender to it. Just go and let it expand, let it blow your brains out. It's okay, because the pain is blowing your brains out and your body, and it's hijacking. It's causing sicknesses and all types of restrictions. So, the kids are the now, there's a matrix over here. Listen to this, Gadra. You listening? Levi Yitzchak. Ben Kaila Chanan Suda. Listen. So, the Wort is so. The ganze Welt, everything out there, the ganze Welt, all the 8 billion people, minus 15 million Yidden. Okay? There's probably more Yidden. Because according to by the Bayashani, there was 22 million Yidden. So let's just say that 1 million got killed, 2 million got killed, because every time there was a war, they wiped out 1 million people, and then they didn't have mass destruction. They used the Schwert. Maybe 1 million Yidden, let's say. So there was 20 million Yidden. Back then, China only had 1 million people. Now they have 1.5 billion, so we must be way bigger than that. And we're promised that it means that we are everywhere. So we're all over the place. So let's go like this. Now, the energy, the same way you have like this. A car fuhrt mit gas. A truck fuhrt mit diesel gas. A plane rides with jet fuel. And then a fighter jet has more sophisticated fuel that's very dick and very thin, has less gashmi in it, and it's able to do all types of crazy stuff. The human being operates on something called a breath of fresh air, nishmas chaim. We are the first receivers from the thing that created everything. We are the first receivers from Him, which is Bnei Yaakov. Okay, you have Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, which is Me'ever Anor. I'm going to say stuff. If you don't understand, that's fine. For those who know, you're going to go further with this, right, Maya? So you have Me'ever Anor, which means that there is a split, there is a parset, Tzedu Afirang. Like you go into the shower, there's something that's happening behind the curtain and something in front of the curtain. We are in front of the curtain. The ganze Welt is far the curtain, but there's something that's happening behind the curtain. That is Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, which means that this energy that created everything, He manifested in Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Okay? And from there went to Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, and David. There's a Neshiv Eroim. This is where we're drawing from. Is that Shlomi Hiller? Wow, he made it. Thank you. I told him he should have taken you, but he said, okay, whatever he said. Fine, I'm happy you're here. So, I'm assuming Strong Isaac is going to follow. Okay. So now, so we have like this. Now, we are the first in line to receive this energy, this koyach. That's why we are experiencing so much pain. And we are suffering because we are the first in line and they're crushing us. Now, if you plug into the news, there's connected to the news. If you're connected to the pain and the fears of the world, which means that you are surrendering, and that is Oved Avodah Zarah. And that's what Mordechai Tzaddik said, no. He said, I will not be an Oved Avodah Zarah. I'm not going to bow down to Haman. I'm not going to bow down to the fear that's being pumped over here. I'm not going to go on pills to surrender and to numb my pain. I'm going to face my pain. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to face my pain. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to sing a song.
Ich try zu bringen, zusammen.
Let's have a fire.
Let's start the Kiddush field. The last one. So listen to the last one. This is channel 2. Go down there. So we can stay unconscious and continue talking and eating and go back to your life tomorrow and it's continuing to out of the pains and on the pressures and nothing is going to change. Or you can take the opportunity and take the advantage of tonight and get a moment of much better. You can get a moment of becoming present with yourself to learn which mind is on present. And that will save you from all your pains and all your pressures from life and shulam. Wow, friendly face at last. So, Balayla Hi Nagdush Nasa Melech is, you have to understand something. Who's mind the Pirenspiel? Who's the Pirenspiel? Who's the Pirenspiel? Der Sach, was is lot nicht sitzen still, was lot nicht sitzen ruhig, der Sach, was misreden and mishalten an ein getting distracted, that is the nachash, that was created when we ate from the Eitz Hadas. And as long as you're going to stay unconscious, you're going to continue suffering, and you're going to hurt the people around you, and your wife and children, and everything is going to hurt. And even if you are successful in your business, you will only be able to reach to a certain vibration, and then when you're maxed out at the vibration that meets the level of pain that you are at, you're going to start destructing. So, if you want to become mindful and you want to tap into an infinite source of flow, if you want to tap into your real koyach, to something that can't stop, something that's going to take you over the edge, then tune into yourself and listen. Listen. My name is Moshe Weiss. Ik ben opgewachsen in Wilhelmsburg. Ik ben gehangen in Troepheavy en Sat met de Geide. And I'm here to share with you my journey that I did over the last 45 years. And I'm here to tell you that there's hope. There's something happening in Welt. And when there's an earthquake in Turkey and in Syria, and we're up to, last I heard was 50,000 people, and I'm sure by now it's more, and in Israel, which is right in the middle of it, there isn't a single casualty. It's time to wake up, and it's time to realize that something is happening. Something is happening. What's happening is that there's going to come a time very soon that everybody's going to realize what's going on over here. Who's really running the show? So it's time for you to take charge, to tune in, to tap into your koyach. You have a responsibility and an obligation. A responsibility and obligation. Let me translate it into Yiddish. And there is a need. And as long as you're going to stay out there, as long as you're going to continue listening to the pain of your heart and let it pull you and distract you, you are still stuck in the snake skin. It's called the Nachash HaKadmoni. The Nachash HaKadmoni is the snake. That is the same snake that causes you for jealousy. You are distracted because deep inside there is something called the Nefesh. There is something called the Yecholos, which is the Yecholos, the ability. Now, whoever is going to listen this is going to give you the breakthrough that you're looking for. Now listen in. Whoever is not able and capable of listening, we're going to have compassion for them too. And by you becoming aware and aligning and lowering your frequency to a more idolate frequency, you're automatically going to affect the people next to you. By tuning into yourself, by becoming present with yourself, you automatically are going to affect your neighbor. Because not everybody is capable and able to climb the mountain. Not everybody is even allowed to get up to the mountain. Some people need to stay down there, that's their place. But ultimately there is a choice, because a Yid is above and beyond Bechira. Not beyond. A Yid has Bechira. What is Bechira? What is choice? Choice is not Bechira. This meant that the Hashir Bechira Chafrish to choose me if I'm going to make $1 million or $100 million this year. That has already been signed and sealed and designated. The energy, your vibration that your body is built is already there. So you have nothing to worry about. You're going to make what you need to make, and you're going to not make what you don't need to not make. So don't worry yourself about that. Bechira Chafshis means that you have the choice, that you can choose to think and hope for a better day tomorrow. This means Bechira. Because the animal in the safari and the animal in the forest, he doesn't have the choice. He's not looking forward to tomorrow. Right? He doesn't look forward to tomorrow. He doesn't know there's such a thing as tomorrow exists. But he's fully present in the moment. And that's what we are all missing over here. We're not present in the moment. You are worrying and you're thinking about tomorrow and about 20 years from now. That is the Nachash. That is the snake. Because guess what? If we are all Frimme Yidden and we say that we have a minna and we believe in a minna betochen, so how come? Why do I have any fear? There shouldn't be a single Yid that has any fear or worry about tomorrow. How is it even possible to have fear about tomorrow? As ich like tefillin jeden Tag, as ich halt Shabbos, and if I believe that there's an Eibishter in the world, and you have pious and a bud and a couple, and the hast a bris kodesh, ois bris kodesh, which is that you are automatically disconnected from the matrix. I need a little more volume, I can't hear myself. Which means that you're disconnected. What is a bris? A bris is when back in the day, when people gave their word to each other, they did it over blood. Man gemacht a Schnitt, and they both, jeder gemacht a Schnitt in the hand, man gesucht, man gelas blit, a bisschen stiller, just in one notch lower. Okay, I don't want to scare the people out. So they mat geschnitten blit, mat koires down, mat koires gewen bris. When we come to the world, we are in a tube. We are in an organism. In a tube, and as a teig van Welt, wo sit sich alle meine pressures, alle meine anxieties, and it comes to all types of fears. We are automatically pulled into that matrix. We have no choice. We can't get out of it. You are automatically tied into that. You are stuck. But when we macht a bris mila, when you have Machta Bris, which is on the 8th day, which is Hecher from the Midas, those are the Midas on the 8th Tug, which is number 8, which is the Mashiach note, the note of oneness, which makes no sense. You just are, you're there. You're automatically plugged out. You're cutting yourself off from the noise of the Welt. You're already automatically, you have a license that you can go to places that nobody else can go. A goy kenesh verstehen wo the God for. Not like you think that the goy is dan knecht and this, that, and the other. It's way bigger and better than that. A goy can't understand this vibration, the frequency. Whatever it is that you're doing, the estrunt or the kegel, the feeling that you're feeling, he cannot feel that. When a yid gets a dukkha, and a goy gets a dukkha, he can't, I'm sorry, he's not reaching the same vibration that you are reaching. Why? The same way that there is parts of your body that are more sensitive than other parts. Oh yeah? They're more sensory. Like your fingers are more sensitive than your thighs. Yeah? There are certain places of your body that are more sensitive than other parts of your body. A yid is more sensitive than any other part. A yid has that level of connection, that he's way more sensitive than any other creation in the world. Now we know that Yosef HaTzadik is Tzadik Yisod Olam. Yosef represents the Yisod. You're not running away from a rapé, right? We know that Yosef is the Tzadik Yisod Olam. Yosef represents the Yisod, which we're not going to get into right now, only in the second phase, which is going to be after 1 o'clock, once it's down still. Okay. But then, what is Binyamin? If Yosef is the Yisod, what is Binyamin? Well, Yosef is Yisod, which goes into Malchus. But what is Binyamin? Binyamin represents the Atura of the Yisod, which is the Dakish of the Dakis. It's so sensitive. Binyamin represents the plumber in Manhattan, the guy that's all the way out there in the Marchakim, the guy that's stuck all the way down in the bottom, that's been abused, has been taken advantage of by the Rebbe, by the therapist, God forbid, Rahman al-Islam, by all the riches and the pain in the world. That is Binyamin. And Gam Sham Nimtza. Which means that Matcha Tzadik from Piram came from Shem Binyamin. Okay? And Esther, Malka, was gemein completely Esther was a mystery. Esther Malka was a mystery. She was a fast stoyer. She had a green face. You know what that means, a green face? She had green eyes. How do you picture Esther? But the truth like she going blas. She going blas. She going, oh, she had a chain. You know what she looked like? The Zohar is going to tell you what she looks like. Esther Malka had green eyes, sparkling green eyes. Which means that when you looked into those eyes, you couldn't make out what's going on. She came from a place nobody knew where she came from. In Loyav, where in Loyav, so she got tata, she got mama. Matcha had ihr Vetter hat herangenommen, zu sich in Stieb, like a daughter, or Levas, which is Levoy, which is he married, and nobody knows. She was a mystery. Okay? When Achashvarosh was with her, he wasn't with her, he was with her ghost. She was a ghost, she was a mystery. Nobody knew what was going on with it. Achashvarosh, what is Achashvarosh and what is Esther? These are two mysteries. Nobody knew what was going on with it. But Esther's sole purpose in Welt was for us Yidden, to get us out of Golas. That was her purpose in Welt. That was Esther Amalkin. What does that mean to us? What does that mean to us? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Yeah. Wie kan men instreffen Esther Amalkin Matcha Tzadik? Matcha Tzadik you're going to find in your deepest pain. Your deepest pain and the places that you think that there is no help anymore. What's the purpose of me having been going through this level of abuse? Where's the Eibishter in this? Wie is God in my pain? Wie is God in the pain that was caused to all the people that have been taken advantage of in the most brutal and ruthless way ever? For the people that are supposed to protect them, where hurt them and broke them. That is Matcha Tzadik. He goes down even there. He goes in there because that's Gam Sham Nimtza. There is a job to do. You are not the pain. Don't confuse yourself. There is pain in Welt, and then there is us. We are behind the pain. I'm going to take you out on the eagle's wing, which is the eagle goes above everything. The eagle doesn't get caught up in the garbage. He flies up above. He sees his target. It's time for you to go into the eagle's mode. It's not going to be that the eagle is going to come and pick you up physically. It's a physical metaphor, yes. But what does this mean to the intelligent brain? Everything is happening in Machshava, Dibber, and Maisa. Machshava means in my thoughts, Dibber is in my speech, and Maisa is in my action. And the Baal Shem Tov has revealed to us, which the biggest magician, Kaviyachol, he was a magician. He put us in the bubble. He told us that whatever your mind, you ever had it like a thought? And you're like, but I'm just imagining it. It's not real. Really? You're just imagining it? Why don't you try to think of a lemon? Think of a sour lemon. What happens to your mouth? It becomes watery. But why? Is that real? It's just my imagination. What happens when you see a tiger walking down the street? What happens to you? Your body reacts. Oh, is it real? You tell me if it's real or not. Your body's reacting. It's just an imagination. What happens when you listen to a song? You're listening to a nigun that moves you and makes you cry or laugh. Did it enter your body? Guess what? That thing has been distorted 100 times with digital effects and all that, and it still has an effect on you. How so? Was it going to have an effect? It didn't touch you. It didn't inject you. It didn't come into you. 90% of your trauma, the trauma that you're going through, happened to you. Somebody hit you. Somebody touched you. Somebody did something to you. But that was just 1 minute. It's 20, 30, 40 years later. What happened now? Why are you still in pain about it? The trauma is an emotional trauma. Which means that whatever you're thinking, whatever your imagination is imagining is real. So you have to make up your mind. Right here, bring me a chair, please. Right here, all the way across from me. Right there, yes. Okay. Shleim my both. Bring it on. No.
Don't fix some dish.
Kim closer, Kim breathe. Kim neemt het zijn. Mama op mij eigenlijk zijn. Dan nemen ze het wel over dit.
Louder hit.
Okay, said it. Feel much better now. Now I'm going to say one more time. We're going to continue. Breathe. Don't get distracted. Stop it. That distraction that you're feeling is the pain that somebody put onto you. And as long as you're going to give into it, you're draining your energy. Do not like an energy into a false sphere, which means that if I give in to my temptations, if I give in to my low frequency, if I give in to my pain, then it's like ich schwer falsch. Dat is een schwer, maar toen is schwer. Maar de Torah wil gelast worden, wat er schwer. But how can man schwer in Every time you give in to your pain, you're giving in to, you're trapping your energy. If you want to take back your energy, you're going first, there's something called eskafia and eshapcha. Eskafia means holding back, and eshapcha means that after I hold back, then, listen to this, listen, it's coming together. After I hold back, that's when I can flip it over to the other side, which means as follows. If you remember over here that when we started the night, from the skin on top of the oatmeal and the top of the pudding, and then you come and you touch it, the first sheet of ice, right? The ice is frozen, thank God everybody speaks Yiddish, and then when you touch it, it cracks. Yeah? No, that one's it. Finish. So the word is so. We are back to Japan. Wie is it though?
He left.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So back to Japan. The word is so. We are in an illusion. Now the illusion is a part of the the more pain, the more money you think you want to make, not that it's a bad thing, but the way it's coming from, the reason I want to make it. It has to come from a pure place. If you give me a little more of space here, I'm going to get into that too. I'll teach you how to make money. If you want to become a millionaire, I'll teach you how to do it. I'm going to give you the secret of how to do it. Because Tony Robbins takes $50,000 and he gives you nothing because he doesn't have access to our level. He doesn't have access to Sha'ar Chanishin. He only has access to 49, level 49, which is Mente Sharatina, which is the 49 levels of snakes. 7 times 10 is how much? 7 times 7 is how much? 49. That's the number of looking for. I told you I'm right brain. 7 times 7 is 49. The Goy only has access to the Midas. He only has access to 49. Remember, es wat gezegd in Geider, wenn noch ein Minute wordt geblieben mit Mitzrayim, noch ein Minute wordt gewinnt 50, and wordt gewinnt too late. Guess what? We are already in level 50. We are in level 50 already. What does it mean we're in level 50? Because it has to be Zelo Umazeh. You ever saw a schlang, a nuchish? They have this, like they do this, where the schlang stelt sich auf, the spilt of him on the fafer, and he stands up. You saw that? What is that? So that is here to, in order for there to be the 50th level of Kedisha, there has to be the 50th level of Timmer. Because it doesn't halten of epis. Anish kensis and Jen. It has to be balanced onto something. If not, you can't see it. So now, the ganze you may get trapped in your in the 50th level of Timmer, but Kim Piram, and we got that it is just a Piram spiel. Achashvaretz hat sich gedacht verstellen, der Melech ist rückgekommen und Achashvaretz hat sich gedacht verstellen. Das meint er so. Bei Matten-Teure, okay, so since there's a new rule here that we'll welcome everybody that walks in, because I'm showing warmth, Ari Flor, welcome.
Ari.
So the word is so. Bei Matten-Teure hat man gegeben der Teure, und der was Teure ist Galas a Teure. Nigla ist gegeben worden bei Matten-Teure. Our bodies, we receive Torah. Piram hat gegeben Niste, Torah is a Niste. Is gegeben worden Piram. How? What does that mean? What does that mean? Torah is a Niste. Gegeben worden Piram. Wo ist der Chilik? Dann muss man suchen, als bei Torah gegeben weniger wie jetzt. Was ist das so? You can't leben an Stiegel Gemurre. Und du kannst es verstehen, mit dem Kopf. Das tut man mooi gut sein. There are a lot of people that don't have a chance, but they're not kehizenish. They still have anxiety. They still have OCD. They're still stuck in their old ways. They're still emotional biased. They still don't love themselves. They don't know how to communicate with their children. And I can't call a Torah killer. But in order to know Torah's Chassidus, Panimius HaTorah, my inside, Panimius HaTorah. What does it mean, Panimius HaTorah? Panimius HaTorah is that every fiber of my body is experiencing and living Kolatz Moisei Tamanu. Kolatz Moisei Tamanu. When there's this stuff in toilet and you're sitting on the toilet, you now know that there's a living organism. It's not that I am in the toilet. I'm sitting on the toilet. Everything is part of the creation. And that is Agdus, to have every fiber of your body connected into one, is to be present with it. That was given in Piram. And the way you can get to that level of 50 is only by going through the physical pain that you're experiencing. The only way you can receive Panimius HaTorah, Kabbalas HaTorah, Panimius HaTorah, is by going through the journey that each and every one sitting over here went through. And is fully aware of the pain, the advantage that you were taken off, the advantage, the pain, the disappointment. That is Piram. Piram is a spiel, which means like this. If you really feel the need that you need to speak, that's fine, but understand that that's your nacher speaking. And as long as you're not going to have a skafi and a sapcha, you're not going to break the first layer of ice. If you're going to hold yourself back, and you're going to say no, you're going to hold yourself back, and then it's a domino effect. Once you break that matrix, the ganze Pisse und Ramses fällt zusammen. I'm telling you, I've been there. You can save yourself 10 years of therapy just by listening. Do this exercise for the next 10 minutes. Be silent. Breathe in. Allow yourself, feel the resistance that you're feeling, that it's not allowing you to be silent. You need to speak because whatever judgments you have, I have a scarf like this, a shirt like that, and you need to speak because of whatever. If you're going to hold yourself back and break it, and now there's a koyach right now, a chodesh uder. Chodesh uder is, this is the month. We're going to get into that later. What does it mean, simcha? Who is besimcha? Why simcha? We'll do that later. First of all, l'chaim. So Panimis HaTorah, back to Panimis HaTorah. What is Panimis HaTorah? As we said before, that everything has to have a contrast. Everything has to have a contrast, which means that in order for somebody to notice the light, you have to put in the logs, like the wood, into the fire, and then you see the shape of the fire. Which means that there is fire everywhere. In order for us to notice the space over here, like in the vent. On the vent is just a pistefeld. There's so much of it that it has no value. The only time it really takes on value is when I put on limitations. That's when I can see the value of it. So in order for us to have Panimis HaTorah, we had to go through such a squeeze that Achashverosh, Achashverosh is Marimas of the Eibishter, and Esther Amalki is V'leicha Esther Panei, which is Esther was a mystery. Esther was nobody who couldn't figure it out. But where her tat is, where her mom is. Achashverosh went crazy for her. En toen zei ik erkenne, ik ben mee bij Esther Meshum 127 Medinas. He was a powerhouse. And mitten kicked around and he can't figure this out. It's a mystery. It's a hair, it's a he, and he went crazy. And he played with him. But that is just the way they oif and Ein Sof had manifested doing well. This is how it came down in well. This is how it had to come down. This is what the Purim Spiel is. The Purim Spiel means don't take yourself so serious. The Purim Spiel is that there is an oil, there is a light, which we are, the highest consciousness which exists. And then he played out in Veld. That was the spiel to bring that level of awareness. Which means, what does this mean to you and me and us? Your story in your whole Megillah, whatever you went through over the last 12 months, your whole Megillah, every year there's Nagad Shnas HaMelech. Nagad Shnas HaMelech means that he couldn't sleep. He was triggered. Every year, the Ganze Megillah that you're going through up until this point is to trigger one point within you, which is your Koyach Ein Sof, which is your Koyach Eliki, which is the key to your heart, to wake you up, so we can all get into alignment. We can get into oneness. The pain that you're experiencing, all your challenges, all the chazarai, the abuse, all that is to bring you into a point of oneness, to connect you to yourself. That is the Purim Spiel. So what dress, what costume are you going to wear this year, Peter? What's your spiel this year? That's the question you want to ask yourself. What Purim Spiel are you going to play this year? Wusser a mask geist die trugen, and the mask is just starting that you should find your level 50. Chamishim shara dinner. So the way it works is as follows. When you walk from point A to point B, when I'm walking from here to here, it's not that I'm picking up the Chayb of them blaze, look like sort of from Aleph to Bais. There is a continuation, just like a train track. As I'm moving my hand, there is energy. It keeps lighting up. I'm moving my hand, I'm in the fish in Wasser. The fish can schwimmen in Drossen van Wasser. In Drossen van Wasser can schwimmen, and ins kann man leben in Wasser. This is in the Wasser. They ball, they veld was ins leben maar do is the Wasser. The same way as the Wasser. So as you move your hand, there's a continuation of electricity that keeps lighting up. Every second there is a pulse that comes from the highest order, which is Kitche Brivi. Ein Sof, Erbishter. Atzmi, Oire, Ein Sof. Nicht Atzmus. Atzmus is a separation. Atzmas, Oire, Ein Sof. You don't know what it means, it's fine, just listen. You didn't know what it means either, but now you know how to speak. You have to start somewhere. So when they hand Richter do, there's a continuation. From point A to point B. We are trapped in a matrix. So do 4 gulusen, Mitzrayim, Buvel, and 2 others. Now this is the last one. Which one? Adam and Muda and Edom. Muda and Edom. Sind wir in Edom jetzt. Okay? Now, which means, which means as follows. Just like when you imagine you take next a strooi and als de legst er aan een bommel erin en je go bloest het er aan de eerd. Bloest er aan a seed into the eerd. In zijn geworden are aangeblozen into a tube, into an incubator, into a womb that we are cooking and we are baking. En nu komt er als een boom. Before ze kan wachsen aan boom, dat is weer een verval. The seed has to become completely null and void. It has to completely surrender. And the koich van de eerd is was al de koich. Het maakt dat zo. Dezelfde eerd dus wakst aan appelboom, wakst aan peachboom, en tropenens kan parken aan elkaar, kan stof wakst groes, en kan ze zo groeien like een hoos of them, kan ze in woede wisdom in. Dus dat is alles de koich van de eerd. De hoos zit niet door, want dat is gelijk een sterke foundation. This house is not sitting here because there's a strong foundation. This house is sitting over here because there is electricity, there is power, there is a koich in the air, in the earth, and this is what holds this house. Tole Eretz al Belima. Was meint Tole Eretz al Belima? That the ganze Erd is hanged of nothing, which means as follows. De tish, the top from this table, sits of the 4 fees. The 4 fees sits of the tiles. The tiles sits of the mud job. The mud job sits of the 4 inches concrete, or 3 inches concrete if the contractor tried to cheat him. 3 inches concrete. And then the 3 inches concrete sits on the earth, which was compressed. The earth sits on more earth, until, if you look at the globe, it's spinning in mid-air. It's sitting and holding on nothing. It's moving. Tole Eretz al Belima. It's a mystery. Gravity. Gvil, Bligvil. Yes and no, mati v'loy mati. The beat and the heartbeat has 1 beat in, 1 beat out, 1 beat out. This is what's going on here. It's really a mystery. If you want to know what the law is, I told you I'm going to tell you what the ratio of the law is yada. This is the ratio of the law is yada. It's in between the beat, which means this is today from Ayin Beis, Rebbe Rashab, which means as follows. There is a yechoides. I'm going to go a little. There is a yechoides, which means that there is a. Listen to this. This is top technology. You want to listen to this. In a private session, you're going to pay a lot of money for this. So this is the word. There's a yechoides. Okay. There is eser koiches, there's 10 colors in the body, in my stomach, in here, in my heart, there's 10 colors, there's 10 possibilities. Wherever I move my possibility, wherever I direct my possibility, this is Bri Chadasha, this is Rav Nachman also actually. Wherever I direct my attention to, that's what I'm pulling in, which means as follows. If you choose to make $1 million right now, you're going to make it happen. The reason you're not making it is because you're not really choosing it. Yeah, but I am choosing it. If you were choosing it, you would make it. The reason you're not making it is because you're not choosing it, but I'm thinking about it. But clearly you're not thinking about it. Because if I was to tell you right now, stop, there's an immediate reaction to that. But if I tell you like, how are you, Ari? There's a reaction to that too. Which means that if I say I want to make $1 million, I should make $1 million. So why am I not? Because there is still parts of my body that's not aligned with that. I still don't believe that I'm capable of making $1 million. Because my mommy didn't give me the confidence that I need. She didn't, when I came home from Chayden, and I expected in my head that she's going to be waiting for me with a beautiful cake and 12 candles, and that didn't happen. Once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times, I stopped believing it. And I stopped using my imagination. That is paroi. That is the gulas that we're in. Now, how do we change that? Just like the Eid, hot a koich, that it has a koich to hold, it's called Malchus. Anything that holds a vessel is called Malchus. We are Malchus. Bnei Yisrael, we are called Malchus. Shchina. Knesset Yisrael is called Malchus. We are Malchus. We have the ability to be anything that needs to be done, we can do. Which means that any seed that's planted in you, you can grow. If you plant a seed, if 2 chavarim get together, they're like, we want to create something, we have the koich to do this. Why? A, because we are Malchus, we are earth, and anything happens. Lesle megan meklum. Listen to this. Lesle megan meklum. You can eat. Lesle, because you're listening. Lesle megan meklum, which means that I have the ability to become and be everything and anything. That's number one. Okay? Number two is that we have bechira. We have choice. Which means, listen to this. We have bechira, which means like this. Esav and Yaakov. Choshech and Or, light and dark is the same thing. When you go into higher consciousness, it makes no difference. It's the same thing. Light and dark is the same thing. But the Eibishter, which is creator, he chose Yaakov. He chose Yaakov, which means that he put his bechira, he chose Yaakov, which means he chose the seed of Yaakov. We are descendants of Yaakov, which means that we have in our bodies, we have the koyach of choice. Listen to this. This is Rashad top level. Again. Bechira, choice. Right here, if you, and let's say if you throw something at me, you're gonna throw a plate of food at me, I'm gonna get upset, or I'm gonna get hurt, or I'm gonna show that I worked on myself and I'm not bothered by it. Okay? But if a little kid comes in and spills a little water on the floor, and I'll be like, oh, it's so cute. Okay? To the thing that is the boss that owns $1 billion, if you spill something on his carpet, he's like, hello, change this $100,000 car, put a new carpet now. Whatever, I don't care. Have a good time. Like his own. The thing, this power, this electricity, this candle has enough power that if I put my hand here, I feel the heat. If I put it in there, I burn my finger. But if I keep it high enough, it doesn't matter anymore. This thing that created everything has such a high voltage that's holding his thought, all over machshava. He's thinking, and with his thought, with his machshava, the ganze Welt is staying in existence. Okay? Now, up there, light and dark is the same thing. Tzaddik v'rosha is the same thing to him. Tzaddik v'rosha is the same thing. But yet, he chose Yaakov. He chose the DNA of Yaakov. We are the descendants of Yaakov. Which means that the koyach of Bechira is within each and every one of you. Because he chose you. He chose us, the Bnei Yaakov. So now that gives us the koyach to create. Why are we still stuck? If he gave us the koyach to create, and I can really choose to make and do whatever I want to do, why am I still not out? The problem is that there is still parts of you that is not Leslie Megal Maklum. Leslie Megal Maklum means like that everything is completely surrendered, like the earth, like a seed, an apple boim, or orange boim, whatever you put in there is going to grow. But if I was to put it right now into you, an apple boim, you live in my village. If I look at it, I'm not going to make a fool out of myself. I'm going to an apple boim. I don't want to do that. No, I'm not doing this. Which means that you're still not at the point of Leslie Megal Maklum. Why? Why is it not Leslie Megal Maklum? Because you were abused. You were told you're a dummy, you're an idiot. Other, let's just say in the best case scenario, like I said before, you had in your mind that the Megaste Git ken about the Feher, and those Git gekent, and the Kim's daheim, got Mavat Navdir. And we got klatschen, and they got saying, wow, you're amazing. So the Kim's Madame Tamimis, Kim's daheim, and what do you see? Mommy is stressed out because Tati is this, or she has her issues. And you do this for 1 year, for 2 years, 3 years, until you stop imagining. Until you stop imagining. You lose your imagination. Now, if you want to build your Beis Hamikdash in your heart, if you want to build your freedom, if you want to build your peace and your love within yourself, then you need imagination for that. We have to start imagining again. A child, a kind has an koyach hamadama. He has an imagination. Sitzt, spielt mit der Legos, fantasiert, chulend, fantasiert, bevor der vertritt morgen, gaat sogar so, gaat sogar her und hin. Der koyach hamadama. Wenn Moshe sie kommen zu Paro, und after gehabt noch die 6 Makkes hat gegeben über den Kopf, und er schon wen greit, sagt, what? You broke my economy. I'm losing everything. Okay, what's the deal? Me helfen, wer geht? Tells him, ben Reini, bis Keneni, with Tapeni, Eder guy. Sagt no, die kann's gehen. Aber the kleine Kinder, the innocence is staying with me. Because if you take away the innocence, then I lose everything. If you take the alta buckers, the ones that are stuck in their ways, guy, guys gaan hakken karbonis met zijn. Guy mag gaat vullen, guy mag gaat verbrengen met zijn, kan ze van anyways. They're going to be distracted. They got shtiz and lommigel, fantasie. But it breaks down the innocence, the young mind, the imaginary mind, that gets captivated. And he's like, once you light up the kesher shatfilm van hinten, the koich hamadam, the pineal gland, and you connect that with your third eye, with your koich hamashuva, right here, boom, you start sending it out, it's game over. It's game over. If you really believe in what you want to do, you will get it done. And everything that you already accomplished and you conquered in your world, in your life, is because you really believed it. You really believed it. So the Piram Spiel is, the Valecha Astra Espana is that in order for us to get to level 50, in order for us to get to level 50, which is above level 49, there has to be complete Astara Shabbatay Astara. You have to be broken down, Leslie Megal Maklum. Every single belief that was planted in you, every false belief, low frequency, low conscious belief that you have in you has to be broken and taken out of you. How is that going to happen? I can come here and talk purple to my face till tomorrow that you're okay, but you're still not believing it. Because the vibration and the wheels inside, the receptors that picked up a different message from when I was young, when my innocence was still pure, when I was fully exposed, laying on my back, exposed, trusting, when mommy was holding me and I'm fully trusting, when the child is being held by its mother, it doesn't cross his mind that he can be dropped. It doesn't enter his mind. He's fully surrendered. He's happy. He's happy. He's rolling on the bed. He lost the mitzvah for a minute and he rolls off the bed because he doesn't even know that such a thing exists of falling. But once he falls and you drop him once and you drop him twice, yeah, okay. He's already living in restriction. Each and every one of us over here is living in restriction. So if I come and tell you it's fine, you're safe, you're still going to show up saying that I have asthma attacks. Because that's your belief. That's your pain. How are you going to get out of that? By being squeezed to the point where you say, okay, I surrender. What do I need to do? Where do I need to be? Where do I need to be? So Mashik dem Pare, and he's squeezing the life out of you to the point that you can't breathe anymore. And at that point you surrender. That is the Piram Spiel. Achashvarosh, Esther, alles is God, alles is Eibishter. And this is the Piram Spiel. Now this is what happens, okay? We are in the matrix, as we said before. We're moving from point A to point B. There's a continuation. We're in this, what? You ever been to the eye doctor? Ze gaan to the doctor and ze doen an oog daar. So it's static. When you touch it, it responds. Anybody knows what I'm talking about? Ze doen an oog. When the guy's trying some oog doctor, ze doen an oog. And when you touch it, it's like it lights up. Whatever you touch it, there's a nerve. It has like it lights up. Whatever you touch it, it lights up. Okay? This is the same reaction we're having over here. We live in a world, in our tube, in our globe, in our ball. As we move, electric nerve system lights up wherever I'm going. Okay? It's so powerful that whatever I talk and I say to you, there's a response. These are electricity that keeps responding. Yeah? Now, we are living in a certain projection. If I was put into a certain box, then this is the vibration I'm going to give off. If I walk around, if I was told that I'm an idiot and I'm a dummy, I'm going to walk around like an idiot and I'm a dummy, and I'm going to attract idiot, dummy comments all over the place. I can show you this. Yeah? The way to break out of that is called eskafia and esapha. Eskafia means that when something comes up to me and I want to respond, I'm going to say no. You know, people do intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is that you eat 8 hours of the day or 4 hours of the day and then you fast the other times. Now listen to this. If you're already doing it, intermittent fasting. Yossi, you might as well see him in a minute. I'm done. I'm making this in. Let me just finish this. Intermittent fasting, which means as follows. If you were doing intermittent fasting, and you say to yourself, I'm not doing it, ich tue das nicht, weil ich mache intermittent fasting. I'm doing it because I have a temptation. There's a drive within me that wants to eat right now. And ich sage, nein, ich esse nicht. Ich esse nicht because I'm not giving in to my desire and my need that says I need to eat right now. That's called iskafia. And when you do that, you're sending an earthquake shockwave into the electric system, into the nerve system. You're shocking the norm. As you said before, there's somebody in Japan is moving his hand. There is an electric reaction over here. Somebody in Japan may eat a sandwich right now, which may cause somebody to learn Torah over here. Because that's our matrix. When there's an extra, and somebody may throw a huge chasana, a wedding in Japan, and over here there's going to be inspired to learn Torah. Because your system understands when there is a wave coming at you, you're going to go to what's printed within you. And what is that that's printed within me? Whatever you were programmed to do. You may, and the other person may get depressed. Because somebody threw a big party in Japan. And the other person may get happy, may become happy. It depends on what you are. The Zolder Zak, when 15 Menschen walking around, I'm not Tefillah, and he triggers everybody in a different way. Einer sagt, geht mir auf den Nerven, der zweite sagt, verdammt, das ist schade, der dritte is completely tuned out. Yeah? Now, by holding back, by saying no, you're stopping that wave, you're shaking it up, and you're breaking the ice, the first layer of ice. That's called iskafia. So you say you do this once, you do this twice, iskafia. I say no. Intermittent fasting. I'm not eating because I live in a nefesh Bahamas. I'm trapped in a behind. I'm trapped in a womb, in a boat, in something that an incubator that's holding me hostage. And I want to break out of it. If you want to make change in your life, take one thing and say no to it. When you say no to it, you're stopping in its tracks. Like a car comes fast and you make a short stop and it shakes everybody in the car. That's called iskafia. So you're breaking out once, twice. Once you create that space, as we said like this, you come to a process, you go to a workshop or you go to your, whatever is the healer and the therapist is out there. We're healers now. I mean, we're channeling healing. Okay. Now, once you do that, you have a moment. You have clarity. Ich verstehe, was sagt. Now what? That's called iskafia. But then there's a hapfen. It has to happen. Which means, if I take a garbage can that's been sitting there for 10 years, I'm like on garbage, and I say, Rabbi said, from now on, this is not a garbage can anymore. This is not a garbage anymore. Okay? So the plink throws the garbage, Manen throws the garbage. Now, if you leave it like that for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then somebody comes and throws in a tissue in there, and then comes somebody puts in a plate, and before you know it, it's back to a garbage can. But if I take and I say that I'm cleaning out the garbage from there, there's no more garbage, and now I plant a bouquet of flowers inside, okay, now nobody's going to put tissues into a bouquet of flowers. Yeah? So the same thing is over here that you have to do is iskafia, and then you do an isapman. You have to plant something positive inside over there. Now, since we are less than megar maklum, which means that you have the ability to surrender to everything. Any pain that you are experiencing, any judgment that was put on you, or any type of abuse, God forbid, that you're experiencing, you have the ability to have Leslie Megama Klum, and you can stay in your victim mode. You can stay victimized, or you can say, I choose not to be a victim anymore. I choose to be free. You have the courage to do it. You know why? Because you have Bechira. Because we are the Amma Mifte. You have Bechira. The thing that shows the Bnei Yaakov is in our DNA. So you have the choice to choose not to be a victim and say that I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm choosing not to be a victim anymore. That is Purim. That is the Purim spiel. That is Vanoicha Aster Espanai. It's behalten in the physical squeeze. Why? Because the only way to get the 50, the only way to be completely free is if you're squeezed to the point that you say, I can't anymore. I've tried everything and I can't get out. That is level 50. When you're squeezed to that point, you're in the mystery of Esther Amalka. By the way, he's standing here just telling me that I should finish. I'll be done in a minute. I'm wrapping them up for you. Like I got them for you. I'm giving you the scene. Give me a minute. Okay? So, now, this is 60 seconds. I'm wrapping up. 60, guys, don't leave. I'm after seeing. I just want to finish this point and you're good. Listen to this injection. Okay? It's the mystery of Esther Amalka. You have no clue why you are going through this pain. It makes no sense. There's no reason for it. And it's brutal. Why would you give me a body that can feel? And guess what? Chevra are coming like, hello, before I started learning Chassidus, and before I went to a workshop and started working myself, I was numb. Now I'm awake and I'm feeling every part of the pain. Like, hello, what's the point? That is Esther Amalka. That's the same pain Achashvarosh was experiencing. He had no clue what was flying. He's like, this thing is driving me crazy. I can't figure it out. Ik wil haar geneden, maar ze wacht eraan en ze is samengevallen, almost. De man had gedacht onhouden. That she shouldn't collapse because you don't just walk into a king. They had the power. We're talking about real power. Amelech back then was a real power. Okay? And even Mashiach for you, because that's the same craziness you're experiencing right now. You're numb, you're 1 out of 15, you're 1 out of 12, abused and all that. Like, hello, Lamachu, Arishas, leave me alone. That is Esther Amalka. The Sibba, the reason for that is to get you to level 50. Go to a place where it makes no sense. Guess what? At the Keston Kimetzaplaz with the feels and gunish, get to a place where, in other words, if you hold your hand, your fist tight like this, and it's tight, okay, it hurts. At some point, my muscles are starting to hurt. But how do I get it not to hurt? I relax. I release my hand. Exactly. You have a headache. It hurts. It hurts because you're tight somewhere. Why don't you just breathe into your body, release, and relax, so you won't be tight anymore. Okay? Now, if you have pain, any type of pain that you're experiencing, betrayal, abuse, all that, go to a place where, and it makes no sense, go to a place where you don't feel the pain for 1 second. Because a child is conceived, 20 Uhr, man wächst auf Yeshiva, and Shadichem, Shadchunem, man macht Achasa für 100.000, 500.000. The Kind wird geboren für 1 Sekunde. This generation, we're all here from 1 second, not from the ganze propaganda. The ganze 1 second. You need 1 second of connection. And it's over. So Piram, Chodesh Udar is the time that we get to flip the matrix. We get to flip this thing, this tube that we are trapped into. We get to flip that. We're breaking the ice. How? With Simcha. So say l'chaim, be the Simcha, and your life is going to change right here, right now, tonight. There is a word that in order to rauszugehen von etwas, you have to meet the pain. Turn it sideways. Don't lower it, just turn it. Just turn this way. Alright? So, madaf treffen, you have to meet the problem. If you want to get out, you have to meet the problem. If you want to open, weißt du, eine Tapt in the Fenster. The Tapt in the Fenster is madaf treffen the handle von dem Tier. If you don't find the handle of the door, you can't get out. And as soon as you find the handle of the door, you can get out. So what's going on? You ever been in a place that you don't, there's massive confusion. This can happen in your life. This can also happen in, if you ever done any deep work, even if you've done some breathing, we can get to a place sometimes where there's just chaos, there's confusion. Now, what happened is that when the Nachash he had an attachment with Chava and Menu. Chava is called Menu Chava. And Malcolm, she's everything. We went into an illusion. We went into the Nachash, the globe that we're living in. The same way there's the Wall Street, there's the bull on Wall Street. Still an illusion as we chased the money, and we chased the money, and there's a whole Jeder eine läuft noch etwas, man weiß nicht, was man läuft noch. So, I needed to be very present and very pay attention. This is going to be probably like a 20-minute segment. Listen, if there's going to be distractions, I'm just going to stop and you guys can do whatever you want. But if you want to listen, listen. And you will know where you're coming from, so you can feel it in the sensitivity on your skin, so you have a chance to get out. Because of Farbraingen Siyyum, we have a koich to flip over, to turn over, and it's also my ladies. So this is where my mazel is good. There's no clapping here. We take it inside. There's no reason to clap. It's not about me, it's about us. I'm just holding space. It's like Olivia Spiegel. So when I clap the hand, when I zingt or when I zukt up, you're deflecting. It's about internalizing it. If you're really listening to what the other person is saying, there's no reason to clap your hands. You just take it. You take it in. Als je moet zijn bij de Rebbe's tisch, dan klap je aan de hand, want de andere Rebbe zoekt dat op de hele. Dat is maar aan de Rebbe's. Dat gaat Rebbe klappen. Niet waar hij zoekt op, hij klapt to raise the vibration. So, dat is nog wel wat je Rebbe. De klatschen, ze raisen de vibration, hij klatschen zo zien en dan zoekt dat door te. Right? Alweer? Anyways. So, ja, so back naar model. So we kids are mindset as well. When the Nochish is gekommen auf Chava, and what happened was that there's an illusion, there's an angegangen in an andere consciousness. The consciousness that we went into was that a Mensch kijkt sich in den Spiegel, zet zich in den Spiegel, ich weiß, als ist es ich, und ich sehe mich in den Spiegel. Ja? Ich weiß, dass das bin ich, und ich sehe mich in den Spiegel. What would happen, wenn mit amul der Spiegel weckt sich auf, und sagt, you know what, I don't like the way I look. I don't like my life. Ich kann nicht lieben, wie ich will. Ich muss hier hoch, ich muss hier niedrig, ich muss hier rinnig, ich will mehr Geld. Es wird geworden nachher, wenn der Spiegel, Artificial Intelligence, AI soll sich aufwecken und soll suchen, als ich will besser von dem, was ich habe. That's what happened with the Nochish. What happened with the Nochish is that the Spiegel hat sich aufgeweckt, the ego hat sich aufgeweckt, the ganze Sibbe von the ego, which is the middas, the color was here, so we can reflect light. The light is black and white, and the light that given in Atzilus is black and white, and so geschamt darauf of the middas, of the Spiegel. The middas and then a gefühl, what you're feeling that you want, you need, you don't want, hast a mind, you got an opinion, and I want to conquer and all this. This is all the ego, this is the Spiegels that receive the light. And mit dem der Spiegel weckt sich auf und sagt, ich will auch it, what do you mean, ich will auch it, hat sich gesehen, in Spiegel hat sich gesehen, gesehen Gott in Spiegel, und gesagt, ich bin Gott. The brain got so he snapped. He snapped, hat sich angerett, als ist etwas. The same way, inside man sich an, als unsere problems and they're real. I have tremendous pain about my problems. That's the Nochish. That's you, the mirror, waking up saying you're trying to take on a bigger load than you can handle. You're going to say, how can you say such a thing? I have real pain. What are you talking about? I was taken advantage of. There was lied to and betrayed, molested, abused. I have real problems. Okay, we'll get to that soon. Because remember what we said before, that Torah edels al when you start, I have to 9 episodes, when bist du machen a rofman, a kneppel, you have to machen a knip at the bottom of the food, and then kannst du unheim werden. But what happens if you don't? If you can't just machen, then what? The fingers are not groß, and you can't make the kleine knot. So you fake it. You don't pull it out all the way. and then you put it into the other hole of the button and the other hole of the button until it's hard to happen. So you create sich etwas different. Also wie as, when you freeze it, if you keep touching it as it's freezing, you're going to break it. But if you let it there, leave it in the illusion that it's freezing, it starts building one layer on top of the other layer until it gets completely frozen. Okay? So too our problems are based on a system that was put in place. Based on the system, ich may kicken azoi. Moishel bekippe, Pare is the Moishel bekippe. Decided was success kicked out. And based on that, if I can't keep up with success, then I'm a failure. What's that? Nafum sheifes, okay, but nafum healthy sheifes. Nafum healthy sheifes. What's your name, by the way? Is that Steve? Sorry? The eerste nummer. The eerste nummer. De bedoeld Ben? Da mama. Aha, dat is een gesloten meisjes. In Willemsburg? Aha. Niet meer krijgen. I'm saying, Melnitz, dus my, wijs, welke hebben is welke? Ik went to see it at some point? Okay, send them regards. So, es gibt Gewerke, mein Bruder, mein Cousin. Ich kann sagen, man geht hier in Trassen. It's a small world after all. Okay. So, so now there is an illusion. Once the Nuchash came into play, once we came into the consciousness of the snake, there was an illusion that was created, which means as follows. There is Eser Koichas HaNefesh. There's the 10 Koichas was to do in the gift, and wherever you're going to attract it to, whatever your attention goes to, dort gaat es umkommen. Was meint das so? Ich kann immer mal machshuva, ich kann immer mal rutzen, and ich kann es direkt zigain in point to point A. So I'm going to get to point A. If I think about it to go to point B, I'll get to point B. If I was programmed from before that this is my belief system, that this is who I am, then ich kann trachten bis morgen, als ich will umkommen zu point A, but als ich schlepp 1000 Pfund. Why is it so hard for me to get through, to make a change in my life? Is because I'm carrying thousands of pounds of weight, of judgments that I'm holding on to, that is in my way of getting to where I need to get to. Now, when it's umgekommen when it's umgekommen zu Matan Torah, when we got to Matan Torah, is Pascha Zemusen. It's meant as the Chet from the Nuchash was dismissed, because I'm also given the revelation of this high vibration from Eibishter, Anoiche Hashem Alekecha, which means that he penetrated any type of belief, any type of judgment of Mishpah that a mensch gehabt of sich, went away. Because imagine, think about the mensch who has the most respect for. Whoever it is you look up to, if it's the guy that has a lot of money, or the guy that has whoever that person is, and he comes and he tells you, and he's like, from now on, you and me, we are one. We're going to Farbreng together. You're going to pass out. But at Sof, he's going to bring you, like, you and me, we have an understanding. And he starts hanging out with you. And he opens up the safe, he gives you his deepest desire. He shares with you his deepest desire. That moment, when the Eibusha said, Anoich Hashem Alekecha, all the judgments that Nuchash, the snake, the illusion of the Nuchash, which is a Choshech, was dissolved. one notch lower. Yeah, let's keep going up. The illusion of the nuchash was dissolved. So, yes, again, it was this mic. It's good. That's okay. Now, if not for the Chet HaEgel, what minutes when we went out? We were done. The job was finished. The job was done. When we went into this meeting, the eyes verfrozen, the layer got frozen, and it went on for 2,000 years, so 2,000 years, and when there was such a high vibration, so intense, that our whole belief system dissolved. It dissolved to the point that because we are, what keeps me going is when I get up, when you walk on the street, every time you walk on the street and everything that you do, when the guy's davening, on deals, the business and the relationship with the wife and the kids, everything is based on a belief system, was ich bleibe. Consciously and subconsciously. Consciously means like, ich bin nicht das. Unconsciously, subconsciously, there's automatic pilot, there's an autopilot that this is how I react to certain things, because I was able to program. Automatically. Now, if somebody comes and pulls out the erste layer from the ass, from top, from the pudding, and pulls it out and breaks it, it means like he takes away your belief system. There's different layers. You can't do as square is nicht the gestere. Satmer the gestere. Along the mushroom, yeah? Or I can't do the Babelsche gestere. But these are different belief systems. But when I come to the core, and zoekt Khalila, dit is niet dan Elton, dit is niet dan Tatamam. Die komt van een goede andere plaats. Dit is niet die. It crushes the person. He falls apart. He passes out. That is finished. Our ganze belief system. It's meant that you're pulling out the thing with the structure, do ein screw is all together the ganze structure. You pull out that beam and the ganze building falls on. Yeah? So to speak. When Insamagert Anoichi Hashem Alekechel, he pulled out that screw. Our whole belief system that the Nuchash was said, when I gehad dem Zivik mit Chava, I don't want to call it the Yichid, but it's a Nuchash, it's a Ashlang, it's a Nuchash. He pulled out the whole thing. That we passed out 3 times? 2 or 3 times? 2 times? 2 times. Zweimal we passed out. We lost our whole identity was dissolved. And we came back new people. It's what Amerikaner is gestorben, and you can't schick mehr, but the nicht vergessen, because we were schick gekippt from a place if we're not present. If I'm so present, then I can't forget. Which means like, I don't need anybody to remind me that I have a hand, that I have feelings in my hand. I know automatically, in my sleep, I know innately, I know that this is the amount of pressure I need to pick up this container. That's it. I know what I need to do to hold it. I don't have to think to hold this mic. But what happened was, he came with the Chet HaEgel. The Chet HaEgel created a whole new illusion. Sie gewann a bubble, and I'm opposed to the massivity there. What's that? Very good, very good. Well, das ist nicht gewähnt Yisroel, es gewähnt der Arab. Es ist nicht gewähnt kein Yisroel, es gewähnt der Am. What's that? Nein, es ist nicht gewähnt kein Yidin, es sind gewähnt in Zoitzes, am Nitzes, es sind gewähnt Machashpim für Mitzrayim, und wir sind gewähnt größer Machashpim, which means that sie haben gelebt in a reality, als sie haben noch alles gehabt Ego, es meint, als gemacht am Moifus, ich mach den Moifus, ich habe den Koech. Und der Eibischte hat sich gegeben den Koech, sie haben gehabt den Koech. Jetzt, was sie geschehen ist, und wir sehen, als Moshe gemacht Mofschen, 1 second, und wir sehen, als Moshe, ich habe geredet mit Peretz, wir sehen, als Moshe gemacht Mofschen, und wir haben gesagt, also okay, du bist der größere Machasche von uns, du bist der größere Programmer von uns. Das ist doch in die ganze Sache von Parel. Gegangen bis der Ende, bis umgekommen zur Platz, und du gesagt, okay, fine, du kannst machen blöd, ich kann auch machen blöd, du machst 2 Tage, ich mache 2 Tage. Umgekommen zur Point, umgekommen her von dem. Now, wenn sie gekommen bei Markus Bechoyre ist, was ist das? Ja, kijk aan in Gimmisch, je werd gerief bij Zaya Am, je werd gerief van de Eide Vrouw, is weer de Am, Ha-Am. So ich meine, Benai Yisroel kann man nicht gesehen, die Kayid kann nicht sehen, und the Neshama kann sich nicht mit anderen sein. Weil the Neshama is such a high consciousness, and such a high frequency, also wie anders die ganze Kinder suchen, du kannst essen, Busse bechulen, oder du kannst das zu schalten nach Schabes, okay, ich kann mit denen Jusse reden. I don't know, es gibt let's search on Google. Was I get a good percent, so man hat den ganzen Lohn, we're all paying the price for it. What's that? So just listen, breathe, take a deep breath. Utem. Kennst du Uteman? Uteman. Never an Nishmas Chaim, so to clean the system. In some jetzt, was ins laden wir jetzt, in some es gewoon ausgemischt, Erev Rav, ausgemischt, Erev. Es gewoon an Erev, es gewoon auf a Mischinisch. So in some in the DNA is the whole in the skin is apart from them, from the Erev Rav. Now, what I'm getting is, yes, he came with the Chet Egel. The Chet van Udem, the Chet, well, listen to this is a Chiddush Nifla, this. This is gedenken Chassidus. The Chet van Chava, mit the Nuchesh met Chava van the Eitzadas, the Chet is geworden, it's not here anymore. In the Meshonish and they bubble. Imagine why do they globe, this mahad, it's as a blackness of the Dreise Sibber and the Shishnait in the Vani. Where's the globe? It's one of the kinder, wherever you go on a trip, you pick it up, and Dreise Sibber is a kinder Schneid, so like Gluz in the Vani. So bis Mattentourism is given a Gluz from the Nucher. Einmal sie gekommen an Neuka Hashem al Kechel, die Gluz hat gemelt. In them schon raus von dem Gluz, they were raus von jener Bubble, they were completely frei. We're like little walking gods, little walking Eibishtes. Ze hebben gewoon geprogrammed, but the hechste consciousness, Neuka Hashem al Kechel, boom, sie gerangen in the Kishkesena. There was no coming back from that was done, we were out. Einmal sie gekommen von Mecheta Eigel, is een ranking in een nieuwe Bubble. Was meint dat zo? De Eibishte is ook fine. Ich vergeb, but ich will gedenken auf alle deuren, jedes Mal, that it's got to ranking and squeeze, when I'm going to unload, I'm going to bring into account the Chet Eigel. Which meint also, alle 70 Völker, die ganze Welt, when the ganze Welt gets a workshop, or whatever work they do, which meint also, a goy, bechlal versteht nicht, was meint a gift von a Eid. They can't understand this. You can go to the Gresta professor, they don't understand the body of a Yid. There's a certain level of stuckness that you're always going to stay there. They can't get it. Because zij zijn stuck, zij dealen nog alles met een get van de Nuchas, was meint, als ze zijn in de mamash, in de zahama van de Nuchas, and they can't get out from it. Zij dealen met goede andere tafel, wat die deals met. Zijn level van tafel is goede andere zaken van in de tafel. Is toch zoeken, ik heb ook dezelfde tafel wie je. That's an illusion, it's a shaker. You don't have it. And I'll tell you in a minute why. Not me. Chassidus is going to tell you why. So, in somewhat from Mecheta Egel. Now, keep in mind one more thing. 1 second. Keep in mind another thing. So, do noch een babbel. Einer was ik ben aggressor magician van zij. Ik ben aggressor magician van zij. In der Geisner of Yisroel Balshem. He was also a magician. He created a whole new bubble, and the Mesnagdamam gehad moeilijke fear for them. Ze gehad dat pachet als in zijn aanschleppen in zijn bubble. We live now in the bubble van Chassidus, leven in zijn andere bubble, just derech Agav. We live in an illusion. What's it? It's an illusion of Chassidus, it's an illusion of Torah. It's the illusion of the creator, the Bashafer van Alam. Now we're going to get into Simcha in a minute, which is going to tie into Purim. Just close the door, please. Yeah, say l'chaim, please. Say l'chaim. Everybody say l'chaim. Take a deep breath. Stay present. What? So now once again, remember and keep in mind, let's go back to the table. Zoekste gaan ze waarom je van kan tafel. Ga jouw tafels. De goeie is al de tafel weer. We gaan. Now the word is also. Pay attention. We're going to go into a little bit of a 2-minute like speculatieve Chassidus. But if you don't understand, your consciousness will understand it, and just listen to it. It's going to pull the plugs out of the air. This Avalei Kodesh Baruch Hu Lis Ladire B'Tachtonim. The Bashafer gehat a Tava, ze loop ma a Stieg du in den Welt. So ins verstehen wir das, this Avalei Kodesh Baruch Hu Lis Ladire B'Tachtonim, als gehat a Tava. And it's gekent, it expresses on Tava. Kim Chassidus and explains us like this. That the Tava from Irishman is not the same Tava was in Sweden of him. Well, is the Babus a filo of roots. Ich meint also as when so do I yicholis, I'm going to talk about it in the body so we can relate to it, otherwise you're going to get lost. Right here. That's the yicholis in the silence. Perfect alignment. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I am perfect. This is it, right here. Take a deep breath. Now, if you ever saw, to do the clips of YouTube, wie sagt man das, a Leib oder a Tiger, gehabt als eine kleine Schäferle, der Minitze wird geboren, and he starts playing with it, doesn't kill it. They have this mystery, like, wow, was this geschehen? He didn't kill it. Right? What happens is there is animal instinct. In order for an animal to attack him, he needs to, there's a side of Ishtalshalas. He steps in and you jump away like a dog. You walk on the street. If you go like this, the dog is going to attack. If you go like that, he's going to attack. If you're perfectly down, what's the shot is when the tzaddikim, the Chananya, the Shul, what's like in the Kivshin Aish, or what like in the Leiden, in the Greek, and in the Leib of Gunish Gitin. Er gaat het zelen met een kind. Hoe is mij dat zelen met een kind? Laat maar zo lang in een practical werk. Hoe is mij dat zelen met een kind? Zelen met een kind meint gewinnt fully 100% present. Which means, als een man met een kamer is gezoekt als is een schwanz en is niet goed. Zij hebben hem een kamer is gegeven illegal touch, let's just call it like that. He was fully present in the body. So the animal, why was he fully present? Because he was fully surrendered in a minute. Gewusst, als de Eibesteur is rond de show. He was Eibesteur rond de show means nicht, dass du etwas dort oben was controlled nicht. The Eibesteur rond de show means that he was so present that alles ist tuf, ach, toi, vergessen. Er zie je aber meilig. Als man dat vergessen, we brengen dat. Dus brengen dat einfach nicht. That's it. It's going to happen. Fully aligned. This mind that is Tzelem on the kin is that he's fully stamped on the Tzelem on the kin. He is fully present. Now the animal doesn't know how to attack. Because he doesn't even see it. He's like, okay, there is present, there is contract. Hat nicht more for me, ich habe nicht more for him. I'm perfectly safe. That's why when the Chaya gab den Schäfer was is geboren geworden, the minute is geboren, the animal, the Chaya weiß nicht, wie kann viel. Sie weiß noch, wegzulaufen. Und als weiß wegzulaufen, weiß kann nicht hergehen. He can't chase him. Right? He can only chase him if he runs away. A newborn gazelle, a Herschel, was jetzt geboren, kippt raus von der Mama's Bauch und der Leib steht and look, hello, I need you to move in order for me to attack. But otherwise, I understand the message. The mama is a regular, and they're started. Says Fatih. We are the same way. In the koichas hanefesh are the same way. You're fully present. You're fully present right now. You don't want and you don't need anything. Das ist kantavas. Das ist gunish. What happens is that Paroi creates an illusion that ich will yotavas. He starts poking you. He starts going like this. So if I keep going like this, I think he's present, he's good. If I keep going like this, I'm going to trigger you. And when I trigger you, I'm going to create, it becomes the ganze Welt, das ist die Expression, als der Mann von Uwe sagt, a million Augen, sein ganzer Gift ist voll mit Augen. Eens wakker maar erin en de Welt is de samenhang, de andere zaad en alles is vol met ogen. And it triggers you. The minute you attack it, dat een geist dat zie, it pulls you in. Dan leest daar weg te vinden, it pulls you in. Dat was dan fully present. And if you're fully present, now again, the ego, the cheta ego is another, is an illusion of chasing something else, chasing the money and having the worries that the jangenis, that yazangenik, so do sheferav. Achtoi v'chesed, sheferav, v'chol ha'ilmas, do so viel. So do genik v'yedem anem, bar korchach atechai. You're an extension, we're in the arm of the Zapas of Bashaf and alles. Dus met veel get in the exercise, the meditation, that stop breathing. Stop breathing, hold your breath right now, hold your breath. We'll do it again. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. All the way out and hold. Don't breathe. Just close your mouth, don't breathe. And when you can't hold anymore, raise your hand. Hold. I need 3 that can breathe before I let go. 1. 2. 3. Okay, it's coming up. Good. That thing that can breathe, this is the Eibishter, this is Bakar Chichatechai. Which means so do a pulse in the heart, do a heartbeat, it's a pump in the heart's pumped. And this get the koich to help my hand to which means Bakar Chichatechai that you do not get to choose if you want to live or die. You're living Bakar because you are an extension of the Zachus of Bashaf and Alos. It starts from one point. It gets to a higher point where it's Nishmashana. We'll get to that later. Which means that was meint es von mir, was meint es von uns? That your problems are not really your problems. Deine Probleme und deine Struggles is nicht dies. Es ist eine andere Sache. Es ist so wie der Chai, was wird getriggert bei der andere Chai, was läuft da weg. Once you start chasing it, now he triggers you. He's going to get you on your phone. Yes, on your smartphone. He's going to get you on your phone. You're going to start seeing an ad. Das du von gesehen hast, die hast dann eine Illusion. Sucht dir, wieso a Success kickt aus. Ja, sucht dir, wie Success kickt aus. Und jetzt hat jeder einer darf noch was von dem Success. Das ist doch nicht mein Koich. Ich habe eine andere Koich. Aber das ist der Eigel. Sie sind in einer Bubble. Sie sind in einer Illusion. And because of this illusion, it keeps triggering me. And I'm chasing something else. Now, if I'm chasing something that is not my speed, lass mal sagen also, der Wachser sagt allein von Schiel Shabbos, einer naturally wacht schnell und der andere wacht naturally stark. And for me to walk in jenem speed, I get exhausted. But if I walk my speed, can I walk from man. But if I mithalten mit jenem, well, walkt also, whatever it is. That is what you're going through in life. That is what's exhausting. But if you walk in your natural pace, then you're tapped into the koich, the koich of the infinite, the Ein Sof. He says Ein Sof. Kannst walken and walken and walken. So the first thing is to understand that the Rutsen, which means that the Tava was the host that you're chasing, the desire. Ich kann mich nicht anhalten, ich kennst ja. Ich miss Zigarette, ich miss trinken, ich miss nicht. It's an illusion. It's not really part of you, it's not part of what you need to do. It's because you were triggered. It means that I have my same koiches. Once I poke it, once I trigger it, I'm attracting it. And then I have to soon spinnen. Es hat ein Spinnen of, also wie der Food, und das ist gemacht, der Knipfen. Which means that you can easily dissolve it. You can stop it. You can quit smoking, you can stop eating, you can stop with any other type with us. Bris, Kodesh, Yesoid Olam, everything. You can do everything, it's all in the head. Now the way to do this is how you do it. If you're going to say to yourself, I'm never ever having another l'chaim again, it's not possible. So for the rest of my life, I can never do, I'm getreffen the idle word von him. The Royal Mitchell to do with Bris Kodesh. Never ever. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail because if you put it into time and space, you're going to fail. But if you're going into Nesher mode, if you're going into the Udli, which means that you're going up on top, and die kicks, the nehmt heraus von deinem Kopf, als die Geist werden gestruft, dass das ist etwas, aber keine Struf nicht gut ist, weil kann strufen, he's killed teuf. Is 8 teuf chesed, there's no kids can kinder von dort. And this is the Dara Fluge, the Dara Mabel, sie haben das ausgefigert. Der Joisel, sie haben das ausgefigert, der gesucht von Eibisch, die kannst du doch kein Einzig geben, die bist doch nur geht, die kannst mich, sie haben ausgefigert, die can't do anything bad to me, die bist doch nur geht. They figured out, they bypassed the system, it's called Acharein. Sie sind gegangen von der Musik, wo darf ich die ganze Leute zu machen, natürlich, anders, den ganzen Tag, and do whatever I have to do. Maar we die ganze Sache, das ist aber Korche gaat er gaan. Belang je goed, dan is er niet supplying. You have no choice. En dus ik gekost dat gaat nog de wereld. En daar heb je gedacht, eerder nog een erre. Maar gedacht, de rook, maar ga maar gezegd, clean out. So once you tap into that you don't need to, yes, you look at it from the top, that he doesn't punish. He doesn't punish. Rather, ich kijk so na so wie, ich hab the GPS, the ways up, maar ich kann's gaan durch ein FDR, ich kann's nehmen the Lincoln Tunnel. Maar ik zeg dan als die nacht, maar ik schik daar van Lincoln Tunnel, the ways of een week, heel zoekt machine. Was that gaan van Lincoln Tunnel? Dan is die nacht, I'll take the other way. It's not like I'm going to be punished if I go this way or that way. I saw dark over here and I saw light over here. I choose light. This is how you need to make your decisions. If you make your decisions from this place, canst you conquer any tava, any temptation. Because even if I can't hold myself back and I get pulled in, and I go into the low consciousness, I made a conscious decision that I'm going to do this. I'm going to cheat on my diet, I'm going to have a piece of cake, I'm going to feel guilty for 3 days, and then it's going to, whatever, I'll figure it out. But it changes the whole dynamic, and this is what the Rachman says, this is what the Chassidus says. If you're going to do it already, the last thing you want to do is start feeling guilty, because then you're feeding that energy. That's when you keep feeding the low consciousness. Als es getien, leg es weg in de zaad, geendigt, next. Die is al mamshik met simcha. This is not your business anymore. It's done. By feeling guilty and bad about it, you're just feeding the consciousness. And it zieht gaan meer and meer and meer. Which means that the animal that's chasing the newborn child, it keeps chasing it. But if you stop and you show no sign, you're not letting out any signal, any vibration, you're tuning in and you're staying very present, Allah Ta'ala. That is Matche, once again, the Atura. Yosef Atzadik is the Yishot. Matche is the Farbraingen Siyyum. The human is the Atura. V'noicha Astir, which is the Atura is Gatan, Astura b'shtoich Astura. It makes no sense. But you have to find the peace and the calmness in it. Once you're willing to, ready to forgive your victim and your abuser and whatever it is that's chasing you, and you say, I'm done with this. How do we do this? There's a vibration called Simcha. Simcha is a child of Tainug. Tainug is pleasure. Simcha is, let's do like this. Shabbos is Simcha. Shabbos is Oinig. Tainug. Shabbos besitzt. Tegelez Levan. Keine tanzen Shabbos. Shabbos tanzt man nicht. Wir sind umgegessen, der Röhren ist im Mula. Keine riecht sich nicht. Jeder sitzt. Und dann, der machen sicher, das machen Hashem Tschum. You're not moving. Jeder ist exactly wie darf zu sein. Yontav is Simcha. Yontav is Simcha. Yontav komt van een hechere plaats van Shabbos. Because Yontav is in the middes, komt van hecher van Shabbos. Now, Yisma Rasul Bo'esaf. Well, Shabbos is... What's that? Well, so wie wie feels er meer? Die feels meer in de kop of die feels meer in de vies? Wo feels er meer? Wenn du bist daran gehen in der heißen Mikve zu checken, wie heiß der Wasser ist, legst du an den Kopf können und den Fies können? Den Fies. Von wo ist? Maar van wo is? Van wo meint er das in?
Daar waren de
No, but laten we zeggen, dat is de shower. Ze in de shower. Wenn dat is de shower, wo leg je schon aan de kop? Ze neemt de kop is beneden te shower. Ze gaan leggen hem kop kunnen. Finish?
Als meer sensitive.
Hold on a second. Well, die gaan die brengt je gerne op tellen. Jetzt wird es dann was een mes. Was meer sensitive, exactly. What's that? Exactly, es hat mehr Emotion. Es hat mehr consciousness. Der Kopf sucht für ein Fies in German. Die gehen an der andere wissen, es ist heiß an der Kopf. Hier gaan is aan. Dit is meer zoeken. Ik wil die wel zeggen. Maar zoek dit. Geen is.
Hij lijkt er aan de sterkste plaats.
Wie lijkt er aan de sterkste plaats?
Hij lijkt er aan de vier. Ik vind het een vier. Veel sterk tegen de weet dat.
Volgens lijkt ze schon aan de kop.
Kopfitness is een vier.
De kopfitness is een keer.
De meeste douche.
Geen is.
Pink is al de meeste douche.
Ja, no.
Extra aan de fingers.
Dat is wel een handball.
En ik kan aan, maar dat is niet dat.
Okay, look at it. So the what is it? Let me tell you something. Exactly. And for who's stuck in it? Oh, very good. Very good. Exactly. But the reason is well, Yantiv came from the Midas. Midas is came from Shabbos is from Malchus, the Shabbos Malchus, which is the bottom of the spheres, which is lower, and Yantiv is Hecher. Wegen dem Yantiv kann man make man kochen. Chaneke en Pirum zijn naar veel Hecher. Wegen dem kann man voeren met elkaar. Was ze zo komt van een hoge plaats. Het komt van een hoge plaats als we kennen veel listen heroes, brie uten. We start doen garden, uten. There is a exactly, but stop resisting. Okay, so now Pirum, the hecher, the consciousness komt van, the hecher is de plaats die komt van, de meer is het mispashet in welt. Ganik is de hecher, een van de hechtste motoren. Ganik met eerst een slavisch in, maar we kunnen voeren met elkaar in Ganik. Pirum dezelfde zaak. Het komt van een zo hoge plaats, als je verschillende koeien kan voeren met elkaar en pink verkeerd. Kan ze draaien, ze zijn mitten in de wacht en ze komt daaraan in de wacht. Shabbos, in zijn we separated. Wel, de arbeid kan je verstaan Shabbos, kan je aanleggen Shabbos in dem. Yantiv is een hechtere plaats. Yantiv komt van de middes. Which means, me'ever hanor. Avrom iets gegaan, we zijn gewend me'ever hanor. We zijn gewend van de andere zaad van de Noors meint, als we zijn gewend, wenn ze aangeteen mitzvahs, om ze gemachte reisjes, which means that we zijn aangelegd film, is om het te zijn aangelegd in de fysieke wereld. Zijn geleefd zijn, maar ze zijn begonnen gewend in de wereld. Zijn gewend als we, zijn, wat? Nou, ze het uitgevuld zijn, maar dat was dan een imprint. Dus je kent daarover brengen in de wereld, was zijn gewend nog maar even, ze gaan vader om teuren nummer 1. Nummer 2 ze gewend met even en noord, ze gewend van een plaats van, als ik zo steden jetzt dat pilpel van een gresten goen, en dan staat je zo zeggen. Oder der Rest der Rebbe sucht teure, bereinen ist, man weiß von uns, wie sie sucht. Oder der Rebbe ist am Ochanisch gesucht an teure, sitzen in seiner Macke, wie ein Apachet, und ich wüsste, das ist gut nicht gedacht suchen. Aber ich kann suchen gut nicht. There was nothing to say, but es gefühlt in der Lift. Jetzt, wo sie gekommen noch dem ist, gehen auf Ruhm ins Gegangen. Moshe, Hani, Yosef, ich bin a reflection von dem, so es auf Ruhm ins Gegangen, wir sind gerne a reflection, Mama, sie gehen am Erkubel von Bashafer. Sie gehen am Erkubel von Bashafer, sie gehen die Lichtigkeit, the roots nach Beure, sie ranken auf Ruhm ins Gegangen. Einer repräsentiert Chesed, einer Gewirr und einer Teferes, die Antwort Teferes. Moshe und Yosef haben es herangebringt mehr in Welt. Du wirst dann ehrlich selber sagen, ein Yosef, Mashiach mit Yosef und Mashiach mit Torah. Sie beide umkommen zu derselbe Platz, nur von einer anderen, ultimately is both the same thing. Nog was de Esther Malke, which is ook gewend van de Immes, van de Immoe. Ze gewend aan Sherem. Ze gewend bij Astura, besteed Astura. She was here, she wasn't here, it was a mystery. Till today, wijs is weer hier Eltern zijn gewend, wie ze kind vinden. Wijs heeft een Shabbat bij jongen, which is Atura, which means that she was able to get into the palats van Achashverosh, van Amelech Haman, and she operated over there right under his nose. So now, back to the nature. Je wist omkijken naar jede zaak lichtig of de goosje. Goosje gaat eruit. Omkijken is van beide zaken. En dit is zo je kent de hoe maar chance. Niet dat chance. Dit is how kent de garoos draaien van de nuggers. Van de eigel. En dus de spieren werden appel vinden. Dus is de opdoening.
En dan staan jullie wie stond je man. De watermak geweest. Zo lang als ja, staat ja. Hier gaan we staan met dit. Ik heb met meer naar huis met